Good day, my dear friends. I dedicate this video to the moon. I'm out here by a stream, and from here I'm happy to give you some extraordinary statements about our neighbor and how to maintain a strong attitude with such news. The moon that inspires us, provides us with nightlight, stimulates our imagination, influences our mood, and has always been there. Stop here at this point. Has it really always been there since we humans began populating this planet Earth? Apparently no, as ancient peoples handed us down. Once there was supposed to have been an Earth without a moon. How come? Do the gods know? Well, presumably the old gods would know that. Apparently they built it. If one of these old gods were here and confirmed the statement, most of us would not believe this god. Presumably he would be dismissed as a weirdo or just a madman. People often believe what they want to believe, and above all, that which does not destroy the worldview they believe in, even if it isn't right, which doesn't really help with one's own development. It must be said that we ourselves are at least likely to be able to prove this statement. However, we can listen openly and consider how big the universe is. We are definitely not going to be the only intelligent being in it. Intelligent I put in brackets, because the many wars we wage speak anything but of a conscious intelligence. As a child, I often enjoyed looking at the moon with binoculars and admiring the craters on it. A wonderful time invested, as I used to feel. Exciting, inspiring, and full of intellectual adventure. Now I heard even more strange things about the moon from various sources. The moon is not a planet. It is supposed to be a vehicle that, as I mentioned earlier, was built and is supposed to be hollow inside. Does that sound strange to you? I absolutely understand. Well, you're welcome to do your own research in this direction and get an idea of it yourself. It is said to have been created by other beings and even serve as a landing and exchange place for many different beings in the universe. I can well imagine, because the universe is so big. The exchange between the beings should take place on the opposite side of the moon and possibly within the moon. So the moon seems to be a vehicle. Okay. The craters I used to see through my binoculars are not real. Interesting. So adventurous after all. Now I'm standing on a terrace again and look at the dear moon with completely different eyes as when I was a child. Has he lost his mystic? Well, that's a matter of opinion. We are probably being watched from there, and who knows, we are an experiment. Maybe we are subjects for whatever. A question that might have been asked by one animal or another in the zoo, or worse, in a laboratory. The whole thing has certainly been going on for eons. What a world. A very different world from what we have been told. Cool or not that cool? Well, if the human knows that he is possibly a subject, decide for yourself. Whatever. The statement, the man in the moon, must therefore be corrected with the statements, the beings in the moon. Assuming the moon is a vehicle. The whole history of human descent would have to be rewritten, which probably won't happen. So we will not learn the truth on a large scale, and if so, then probably only very poorly. It may well be that we won't like this truth. Anyway, my dear friends, we are here. There is a reason for that. We create in the now. In this sense, keep the joy of life align your attitude positively. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by the negative, and do not give it unnecessary strength through your loyal attention. Be kind and uplifting to the environment. The fear and anger transform in your force. We do not want to provide unnecessary nourishment to the negative beings for our own oppression. Of course, everyone can do what they want and believe in what they want. There is an old song from Germany, a very old song, and it's called The Man in the Moon. I'm going to sing you the refrain. The man in the moon, he has a hard time. He's no longer spared today. He watches anxious from above and wonder how long he will be left alone. It's a lovely, lovely song, and I think it should sound like this in the near future. The beings on the moon, they have a hard time. The humans and their helpers no longer spare them today. They fearfully watch us from above and wonder how long they will be left alone. No, no. So, now, however, one thing is certain. If we get caught up in a negative, we will give them free permission to control us. So we are only sticking to the negative until we have mastered it. Knowing that health and peace is as contagious as measles can be. Stay in contact with your heart, look with your heart, help with prayers from love, Mother Earth and their inhabitants. Put aside the temptation and greed for power and stand up for Eden. Remember, every thought has a power and a reality. In this sense, dear friends, however the moon came about, I send you inspiring greetings and say, open your mind to the unimaginable. Lots of love. Delia Daniela.